shock is compressor. So you need to find out which size is is suitable for compress the coil spring. You have to be very careful. If you guys can little bit go down, you can look at this. There's the hook. There's a seat. You can hold in the position. It won't move. So when you press to the position, then you have to be very careful. Don't press in the one times together, because you are not sure the spring is in a good position or not. Okay, so just a little bit, give the press, and then see it's removed or not. And then look inside. The spring is totally hooked by this draw. Okay, so that's good. And then just in case, be careful. In a safety issue, so we need to lock this cage just in case the springs comes up. Okay, so now we can compress.
कटना नहीं
तो काट के फिर पाना नहीं
क्यों फायदा हो रहा है मुझे लोग चाहिए हम काट के पाना क्यों फायदा
Okay, so as you can see now, the coil spring already compressed. So how you to know the spring and the coil and the shock is free? So you can see it's movement. You can movement, right?
Yeah.
So it's give a little bit more place. And then you can see it's more free now.
Yeah.
So now we can
Open the nut. Open this nut.
yeah, open the top nut and as a
और क्या है?
मान जुदा नहीं
17.
yeah. So I just give the radar gun.
हैप्पी पाजी नहीं बना
तू क्यों सीख क्या नहीं रहा भाई तू कहना चला लेना
Okay. Just another quickly warning. Sometimes when you put a shock keys on, another trainer just won't give me a hint. When you put a shock key and a structure on the spring, sometimes you have to be very, how we say, careful to look the structure and the spring sit in the position. So sometimes when you look, you should give the, we say mark. You give the mark pen on the side, the spring, coil spring, and the structure. So when you push back assembling together, then you can sit in the same position when you take back assembling and reassembling. Okay, it's good. Yeah, so yeah, let's give the mark. So we can see, let's say, we from here, and this give little bit mark. Yeah, and okay. Okay, thank you. Can I have a
break a box
ਨੋਟ ਲਾਇਆ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਉਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਖੋਲਣਾ ਹੈ ਨਹੀਂ ਫਿਰ ਪੌਜ ਕਰ ਲਾ
Okay. I would say sometimes when you remove this nut and the whole structure is turning, so you need to use the multiplier to hold in this, the center this one. But remember, when you clamp this one on, try not to damage the shaft. Okay, so you can clamp on the rubber on the side of the rubber. Yeah. So just this one is very hard, so I just quickly remove this one and then give the. Okay.
That's fine.
Let's go. Let's try again. Okay, so it's easy to remove the nut, and you can take out the top. Oops, sorry. Yep. So you can tuck the top mounting. So always remember the older. Yeah, you can remember the old the sequence when you remove the top mount, always back in the same position. Okay, this you can remember 1, and they got 2, and then 3. So remember that. And sometimes it's easy, you can see on the top of this rubber, that's the coil spring sitting in the position. So remember when you put back, always sit in the same position. And then that's the end of the top, the coil spring. So always when you push back, remember, match up, okay? Sometimes you also need to check the, what we call this top, the bearing. So it sometimes get noisy on the top when you replace the coil shock absorber. So you need to also aware about this, the bearing on the top is freely or it's sometimes get already damaged. So sometimes when you take out, it's all split out, and inside the small the ball is all come out. So you have to also remember. And okay, let's go next one. Okay, so we just okay. So remove this one, and then we can take out all this shock absorber, and then that's the whole scenes of the shockies. So sometimes we need to, when you get a new shockies, we need to give the breathe, the air, because the inside is running the hydraulic, the pressure. So when it comes, you also really you need to give the breathe before you install.
Okay.
So because this shocky is already faulty,
Yeah.
so when you press this shocky down, it's easily, and it won't comes back.
Yeah.
Normally it will comes back little by little, but this one is totally faulty. So that means inside the
Leakage.
internal leaking. Beautiful. So then we replace the new one. Then give always remember, this is the direction. Do not go this way. Okay. So always on the towards the top. So you can give let's pretend this is a new one. Okay. So you just holding up, and then
Push.
you just give the couple times, push up and down, give the little quickly breathe. So it will work perfect. Okay, so now it's a new one. Yep. from the Bendix, okay? Okay. So remember all the dust rubber goes back, and then we put it back. So this spring is totally holding the same position. So you don't have to remove this one.
Okay.
Unless the customer say, oh, I'm going to change the spring. So then we can remove that and then try to put it in the same position. So also when we go back, you can see on the bottom this shock keys, the mount. You also have a
mark.
yeah, there's mark. You can see the bottom end of the coil spring. So in the same position. So sometimes you have to give a little bit. And then we go back. Yeah, so goes back to the same position. Sometimes when you put the new shock is on, it sometimes because it's not long enough, so we just give the more pressure. And then this shock is totally yeah. So and we just keep. Yeah, and then it goes back to the same position. Okay. Worry about that data.
You left the bearing.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yep, and very good. So remember, always same position, okay? And give the couple turn. And remember all the things back together. Okay. And then remember the mark we mark. Yeah, I think it's on the side here. Yeah. Okay, so just put the knot back. Oh shit.
Still goes down.
This goes down again, so it's always keep going down. Yeah. Okay, so same things. When we push back and it's in the same position, so we just I need to open this one and then keep the clamp again in the same position. Because it will turn. Okay. Okay, then we just give the couple turns and then hold in the same shot. Okay, so the one more thing I want to notice is that when I remove this one, I always counting how many threads when we take out. Because we are all counting like, let's say 6 threads when I remove. So when you go back, you also will tighten this bolt at 6 threads. Okay, so it will go to the same position.
Easy to put a mark on it.
Now you can make a mark, and you can count it. You can count in the thread when you take out. It's easier, and you remember. Okay, so that's, and then we just remove the shock keys. remember when you remove this one, release the press of the
Compressor.
yes, and you also need to remember this button need to see in the position. So we just little bit slowly remove, and then look top. If it runs out the position, you just compress again and give little bit of adjust. So it's all good. So we just release, and then actually we can open this one. So we just yep. So voila. It's all good. Okay, so now we can put back in the car. So let's go.
RC is
We don't know.
We're not seeing